Okay, so I am going to share my screen. Share. Okay, do y'all see the syllabus?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this class is online. This is the only class I'm actually teaching this semester. I teach part-time, so I'm not at campus. So if you need me, the best way to reach me is through the email or my cell phone. You can text me. I have the number on there. So my name is Jennifer Hinton. I actually have gotten my undergrad and my master's in tax over at UNO. And I started in the 90s and took a long break, and I went back as a mom with 2 kids working full time. So I understand people that are trying to go through school and have work schedules and kids, and you're trying to work through all that. So I'm pretty flexible because I've been there. I know what that's like. But I feel like, you know, with the way we have the course set up, this should be something that is flexible enough that you should have success in this course. My goal is for everyone to pass. You're doing the time, you paid the money. We want to get you through the class. So if you have any issues pop up or need anything, just go ahead and email me so we can work through those issues. Okay, so my email address, obviously you can get to me at the UNO email address, and I said my cell phone number's on here. I don't answer calls because if I don't know the number, I typically don't answer. So, and my voicemail is probably full because I'm terrible at checking voicemails. So text me if you have anything that you need me to look at right away. I am working during the day, so I don't always check the emails during the day. You can email me because I will check it periodically during the week. But if it's something that you need right away, go ahead and send me a text. The book that we're using for the managerial accounting is with the McGraw-Hill. It's online. It's the 17th edition. It should link right from Moodle, and we'll go through that in a second to make sure that you have the right connection. You can also get to this link that's in blue. That's the class that I have set up for the fall semester. And we will meet online Thursday nights through a Zoom class. I'll record the sessions and put them up on my YouTube channel. I will send the link once I get everything, transferred over and uploaded to YouTube. I'll send the link out so that you can get back to that. So if you missed the class, or if you have something that you want to go over again or watch an example again, that is a good way to do that. I liked having my classes recorded. I felt like, if I had struggles when I was studying, I could go back to that, and I really liked having that. So I think that could be useful. So if you can't make it to class, you can also look at those videos online. Now, you should have already taken Accounting 2100. That's the principles of accounting. Sometimes you don't come into this class right out of that class. So we will do a little bit of recap of your financial accounting just to go over everything, make sure everything's fresh, and you can understand. We'll pick up off of that. So for the grading, we're going to have 4 tests in this class. They're all worth 20%. And then we're going to have homework and quizzes that'll also worth 20%. So the exam 4 is not going to be a big cumulative exam. It's primarily going to focus on that information that we learn for that last test. However, we will include 10 questions that's from the department that's going to cover the entire semester on that last test. So it's not cumulative per se, because we're not going to be asking a bunch of questions for everything. It's mainly going to be focusing on that last bit of information. However, there will be 10 questions, and it will cover that whole semester, but I will let you know what information you need to know for that exam for those 10 questions so you can refresh that information. Okay, so the homeworks, you're going to have a homework assignment each week that will be done. We're going to go over how I'll have the assignments on Moodle. And it'll be a little bit different for the first couple of weeks because I do a refresh of the financial accounting. But I'll give you an example of what it's going to look like and what I expect for you to submit to me for a grade. At the end, we'll have all the homework grades, which is usually around 12 assignments. And I'll take an average of the percentage completion on that. And that's basically going to count as a test grade. So the homework, if you complete and get as many points as possible, that can help you. If you don't test well and your scores are a little bit low, that homework grade can help pull it up because that would be included as an additional test. It's going to have the same weight as an exam. Here's the grading scale. So pretty much a 10-point scale. The exams are going to be used through the Connect software using the Proctrio, I think it's called, software. So all of the homework and all of the exams, any quizzes or extra assignments, all of that is going to be done on Connect. So you have to make sure to make sure you sign up for Connect. Everything should be included in the price of the course. So you shouldn't have any additional fees. When you sign up, everything should be free. When you go to take that first exam, it should be free. You shouldn't be charged anything. So if anything like that pops up, just let me know because it should be included in your course. The test makeups, I don't really like to do a test makeup. So if you know that you're going to have something coming up and you're not going to be able to take the exam like on the allotted days that I have open for you to take the test, let me know because I can open it early and you'll be able to do it early. I would prefer it to be done early. So the test, we'll go over when I have a schedule. You'll see how I have each week what we're doing. But for the test, because we're doing it online, I'm not 100% of what everybody's schedules are. So I like to open it for several days. I'll open it up probably on a Thursday. Since our class is on Thursday, I'll probably open it that Thursday and leave it open through Saturday at midnight. And that way you have the Thursday night, Friday, and then all day on Saturday that you can fit into your schedule when you want to take the exam. And it'll show you the dates, you know, when it's going to be open and when it closes. So you'll know exactly when it has to be submitted by. In those tests, you're going to have the allotted 90 minutes, which is an hour and a half, like you would have in a normal class setting, to take that test. The week that we have a test, we're not going to do a lecture. We're only going to do the exam that week. I have the schedule set up so that when you have a test that week, you're going to study, you're going to take the test, and you don't have to worry about learning any new information that week. All right, so homework, quizzes, assignments, again, that's all going to be done online. It's going to be done through Connect. It will have a date that I am expecting you to have it completed by. Don't wait to the last minute to do the homework because sometimes they're a little time consuming. Everything has to be done through Connect. So it says on here, no paper homework or anything like that. The reason why is because it's all done, you know, online through this software. So if you are in a bind or whatever, it's okay. I do allow for late submission for you to be able to get as many points as possible. You should be able to do it multiple times and submit the highest grade. So when I pull the reports out, I can see if you've done it multiple times, but I'm going to tell it to grab the highest score. So if you've done the homework and maybe you're only about 80% complete and you want to go back and correct some of those issues, the homework assignment will be set up for you to go in and make the corrections and get your full points. And then when I pull it, I'll get the 100%. If you have any missed classes, this is an in class. So if you have anything that you're going to be missing, you should be fine because like I said, I'm going to be recording all of the classes and the lectures, putting them on the YouTube account. The YouTube account also has some old videos from last semester, and maybe I said something a little different. You're welcome to watch any of those. They could be helpful. The only way the class would not be recorded is for some reason I'm having some sort of technical difficulty, but I don't anticipate having any problems, so we should be fine with that. The attendance, because we're doing this online, instead of me trying to take roll, for 65 students online, what I like to do for the online course is look to see if you've been logged into Moodle, if you're completing the assignments that are done on Connect. I'm going to use those dates that you've been in the system in order for me to tell, have you been engaged in the course? Are you logging into the Moodle to see the assignments, to see the new notes that I have there? Are you on Connect and completing the homeworks? And that will let me know if you've been attending. Cell phones, just try to keep everything on mute so that I can't hear what's going on your end when I'm doing the lecture. We'll keep everybody muted while I'm doing the lecture, and then at the end, I'll open it up for question and answer. That way, if you're good and you feel like you're comfortable with the material and you want to sign off, you can go ahead and sign off. And if you have some questions, you can hang back and I'll give you time to be able to come in and ask those questions, and we'll talk about either previous homework or something that we went over in class that night. So we'll have time for that. And then all of your communication for your grades, you'll be able to see everything on Connect right away. I have it set so that when you're finished with your testing, you'll be able to see your score. But we'll also have those grades pop up on Moodle for midterm, and everything will also be there for the final grade. So you'll see everything on Moodle. You'll know where you're at before anything goes on WebStar. And that way you can ask me any questions as we go. The homework assignment, you'll be able to see all of those in Connect and should be able to do a calculation on your own. You won't really see a homework grade on Moodle until the very end when I pull everything out. So for the test, I mean, we'll have some math, that you'll have to do on some of your problems. So a calculator will be fine. Again, the software uses the video camera. So they'll want to see, what's there. I'm okay with having a calculator or a blank piece of paper to do scratch work on if you need to do that. It'll let me know, if anything pops up, it'll show me. And it's fine if I see a paper there, if I see a calculator there, I'm okay with that. If you have any disability accommodations, make sure to go ahead and get the paperwork sent over to me in an email. That way I can get any extra time or whatever it is that you need for accommodations set up in advance before we take any tests. You can just go ahead and email me that. And then keep up with the drop dates. They have the calendar online. So you can go ahead and just look and see when we have the drop dates, and be aware of those in case you feel like you're in a bond and may need to drop the class. If you're feeling like that, I would like you to email me first and let's, discuss it and see if that's the best option for you or not. If you feel like you need to talk to me, I'm fine with that. Okay, so let's look at the schedule, how I have this. So this column shows the week begin date. So this week, I'm starting with Monday the 15th. We're doing the syllabus registration with Connect and financial accounting. We're not really going to do a lecture on the financial accounting tonight, but I usually do. And the only reason why I'm not getting into it today is because unfortunately, I broke my left arm and I had to have surgery just last week. And so I'm a little bit under the weather tonight. I'm hoping next week I'm going to be feeling a little better. I'm obviously feeling a lot better than I was last week when I had the surgery, but I would like to give myself one more week before I start doing the lecture. So we'll go over all the financial stuff next week, and it should be just a review. I'm going to have some stuff open this week on Connect, so you can go ahead and get started with that before the lecture. You don't have to wait for me for that. You can go ahead and start trying to do those questions. Okay, so when it says Monday, that doesn't necessarily mean anything's due on Monday. We're not having class on Monday. It just means the week is beginning, that Monday, that's the date. And so that's when we're starting that week. So when it says exam this week, August 29th, we're doing exam 1, which is only financial accounting. It's not on Monday. it's like I said, it's probably going to be open on Thursday, and then it'll be open through Saturday at midnight. So I like to give those 3 days. That way, if you are scheduled to be at this time slot on Thursday and that works for you, you can go ahead and take it. And if you have something that pops up or you have another class, I'm okay with you waiting to the weekend. Maybe you work on Saturdays, and so it does still work better for you on that Thursday or Friday. So that way you have a little bit of an option there on when you want to take the test. So just because it says Monday doesn't mean that's when the test is scheduled. That just means that's the week that we're going to have that test. And remember, there's not going to be a lecture when we have an exam. Okay, so once we get through the financial accounting, then that week in September, which Monday is obviously a holiday, but we'll have class on that Thursday. So we start with the book on managerial accounting, which focuses a little bit on more like a cost accounting type class, whereas your financial accounting focused on all of your debits and your credits, and it had all of your financial statements. All that foundation was in that principles class. We're going to do some of that, but it's not going to be heavily focused on that. A lot of it is going to be looking at like manufacturing and how are they processing, what are the different options for them. So it's a little bit different. Sometimes it's heavy problems and not a ton of journal entries, but we'll still have some journal entries. We'll still have things like that throughout the course. So I feel that that financial accounting review that we're going to do next week is going to be beneficial. Okay, so this is obviously a mistake. We do not have a Mardi Gras break in September. So I need to look at that and just make sure. I may have to change the schedule slightly. It looks like all of the classes are fitting with just one lecture per week. So because we have this Thanksgiving break here and our exam is on the 5th, I think that's around when those final exams start. We may be able to push things up slightly. So when you come back from Thanksgiving break, we can go ahead and do exam 4 that week. And then that leaves your week open for your final exams to not have to worry about studying for this class. So that probably is going to be what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to shift everything up since I have that break in there that's not supposed to be there. But I'll check it with the calendar and make sure I'm not missing any other days that we're supposed to be off. And I'll put the new schedule up on Moodle. Okay. So let me open up our Moodle class. So when you log in to Moodle, you should see the McGraw-Hill over here on the side, and I've set it up to where it's linked directly to our class. So you should be able to click on that and get directly into our class on Connect. So this is obviously my screen. It looks a little different. This is what the student view looks like. So right now you should just see the narrated PowerPoints and some orientation and resources. You don't have to use any of that. If you have used Connect before, you're very familiar with this website. You don't have to go into any of that. I like to put the narrated PowerPoints up because some students like that. They like to have those PowerPoints where there's somebody reading those notes to you. So that could be beneficial. So I just have them here for the whole semester on all the chapters. That's just there if you need it. So let me go back. The first thing we're going to do is financial review. And you'll have a little like a category. Each one's going to be set up so that you'll have your stuff. And I have my homework assignments in here. Now I have to change the dates and get them up for you. And I'll go ahead and do that this week so you can start working on those. This does not have, is not going to be in the book because like I said, it's the review. When we start the chapter 1, this is what it'll look like. So for your homework that week, you'll have the reading chapter, you'll have the narrated PowerPoint in there, the practice homework, and the regular homework. So the regular homework is exactly the same as the practice homework. So I have the practice there that stays open the entire semester. And that way you can work on those problems for the test. You can work on those problems and and submit and see what the answer is supposed to look like. If you want to use that to help you with your homework that needs to be submitted, then that's why it's there. So the chapter 1 homework, that is the only homework assignment out of all of these that have to be submitted for a grade. So when I ask for homework to be submitted, this is what I'm looking for, just the one that says chapter homework. So the reading, the PowerPoint, the practice, that's all for you. That's all resources to help you out. It obviously is beneficial if you're reading the chapter maybe before I do the lecture, so that it helps you understand a little bit about what I'm going to be talking about that night to help be prepared. But we will go over the examples. I like to use the PowerPoint that they have because they put examples in there for me. So we'll go through those during the lecture. So right now, all you'll have open that I'll open up probably tonight or tomorrow is this financial accounting review homeworks to go ahead and complete. And we'll talk about those next week. We'll go over all that material. And then in a couple of weeks, we'll have a test on that. So then we'll get started with the managerial accounting. So the one thing that I want you to do is make sure you get, go ahead and get your account set up for Connect. Make sure you can get in there and see the homework assignments. Make sure you can get to the information from Moodle and have all that set up and ready to go. And that would be it besides having the homework. The homework's not going to be due until 2 weeks. So I'll have it due about a week after we do the lecture each week. That's how I'll do it. So when we do the lecture, then the homework's going to be open, and it'll be open until that next week when we meet again. So for the homework, for extra credit, for the test, like I said, everything's going to be here, and it's just going to be laid out if you have extra credit or if you have any other things that I decide to put through. If I do a quiz, it'll be through here. So I want you to go ahead and get registered for that course. And like I said, you'll see it on Moodle. Also on Moodle, I have some notes that could be helpful. That's the chapters 1, 2, and 3 that just has some information. The Word document are the notes, and then there's the PowerPoints there. I have that there because that is not on Connect, because that's from another class. So that could be useful when you're trying to answer the questions for the homework. And then each week I'll go ahead and put in here, I'll put some notes for each chapter that we're working on. So as we go, you'll see those pop up on Moodle. You'll have your notes there. And then if there's anything else that I want to put through in there, I can also, add that information on these topics as we go. So that is pretty much it. It's going to be, fairly simple to follow. It'll be consistent throughout the semester on how the format's going to flow. And like I said, if anything pops up and you need to, talk to me real quick, just send me a text or an email, let me know. And we'll work through some of those issues. But for now, I just want to make sure you can get on Connect, go to the homework, and get that set up. And then we'll meet next week and do the lecture on the financial accounting. So do y'all have any questions?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Is the exam for the final, or is the final separate?
No, that's going to be your final exam. So we don't have a final cumulative exam. So we'll have 4 exams that are on 4 separate, separate material. Except for the last one, we'll have those 10 questions. And I'll go over what those are, what information you need to know for that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I also have a question as well.
Okay.
So I saw that on basically the calendar for the semester that you have our first exam scheduled for the 29th of this month.
Yeah.
And so would that be basically it being open that Thursday beforehand?
No, it'll be open the Thursday that week. So whatever Thursday falls on that Monday, that start of the 29th, it'll be on the Thursday after that.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, now if you have an issue and you need to take it early, just let me know and I could set it up for you to have it open early.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? I see some familiar names, so I must have had you for principals. So if y'all don't have any more questions, that's it for tonight. Just email me if y'all have any problems getting, logged in with Connect.
Oh, I just seen someone ask something in the chat and that made me remember the question that I had. So they said,
Okay.
are we going to be having study
Study
guides
guides, yes.
or, like, for
Yeah.
tests and stuff? Like, will it be like study guides, or would it be like test reviews, or is it just going to be like study guides?
So normally I'll put up a study guide that's going to have the information that you need to focus on, and it'll have example questions that could pop up on the test. So those example questions are going to be almost exactly the way they're going to ask you, or it's going to be very similar. But if you're comfortable doing those problems, you should know how to work through the problems that are going to pop up on the exam.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Yep, I just saw the chat. So yeah, so I did cover that we will be recording the Zooms. We're gonna have that posted on YouTube, and I'll send you the link for that. And then we will get study guides for the tests. Is that everything? I'm hoping we all have a good semester.
I have a question. Is showing up to this Zoom meeting important like class? Is it mandatory?
It is not mandatory. I'm gonna do the lectures because a lot of people do like having that live question answer after, but some students don't need that and they're perfectly fine just watching the video. So I'm okay with that too. Like I said, I'm gonna be looking for you logged into the Moodle account and the Connect account to know if you've been active. So I don't need you to be on the Zoom call now. We're going to record it and put it out there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, and then the smart book readings that are on Connect, that should go along with the notes. Yes, because the notes are going to also come from Connect. It's just highlighting those different sections. So that's just the book online. And then the notes are just highlighting, obviously, what's in those chapters. When I do the study guide, I'll tell you what you need to know. First test is a little different because it's financial accounting. And we don't have the book for that. It's just my notes that are there. It'll be the practice problems that I put up on the review study guide that you'll need to know for that one. Yes, I have another question that came in about the practice homework. The practice homework is exactly the same as what I'm asking for homework. So if the question is a question on Connect that changes numbers, it might not be the exact number, but it will give you the steps how to solve a problem. So if you need it to look at one of those problems, you can see what steps did they go through, how did the calculations work in order to come up with a number, what needed to be. Sometimes it's real simple because you just don't know what needed to be in a cell. And if you look at those homeworks, you can say, oh, okay, I needed to put a number here. Oh, it was looking for me to put some notation in this cell in order to get the full credit. So that practice homework will let you know those types of things. The proctoring software we're going to be using for the exams, it should be paid for in the course. You should not have to pay anything extra. So if anything comes up, you should let me know because that should be all included, no additional fees. The 3 chapters on Moodle are going to be for the first exam. Yes. Any other questions? And y'all look so excited. I bet you y'all ready for accounting, right? All my non-accounting students. Sometimes I try to convert somebody over. Sometimes I win. I've had people switch to accounting after having me. It is fun. It's a lot of hours, but it's fun.
You seem like a great professor.
I try. So y'all have a good week. Get logged into Connect. Go ahead and make sure you have everything working properly. And I will see y'all next week.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.